Hello everyone and welcome to my little corner of the internet. My name's Michael and I'm bitten by a radioactive book. I haven't done a tag video in ages, so it's about time I think. And today I'm doing the science fiction and fantasy book tag. This one was created by Caroline. She's like a Brazilian book blogger. And she's very active on Twitter, and she's amazingly funny. Has a huge variety of pop cultural interests, and great to talk to. I will link I think it was on Tumblr where she created the tag, her Tumblr down below. So let's get started. The first question is, what's your favorite SF genre and your favorite novel in this genre? For me, it would be space opera, because I'm merely interested like in plot and characters, and not that much in the technological aspect. So space opera really is my jam in SF. And I think Revelation Space by Alistair Reynolds qualifies as space opera, and this is my favorite book so far. It has a lot of creative ideas, very interesting sense of wonder moments, and that's what I'm looking for. And yeah, that's why I take Revelation Space. Question number 2 is, what's your favorite sci-fi being? And that is pretty easy for me, because in Germany we have an ongoing series of Penny Dreadful novels that's been there since the 1960s. They predicted the moon landing in 1963 before it even happened. And from that on out, they brought out an issue every week. The series is called Perry Roden. And it's massive. It has over 2,700 issues out. The authors that created it are mostly dead, and it's in the hand of new authors. It's like a shared world experience. They always have like arcs going over hundreds of issues. It's quite the giant series. And they created early on Gookie the Mouse Beaver. And Gookie the Mouse Beaver is alone in the universe, looks for his race. He's a teleporter, and he's just simply amazing. My favorite SF being. And I'm pretty sure that the Marvel creator who created Rocket Raccoon was at some point in Germany and in contact with the Perry Roden books, and took the ideas of for Rocket Raccoon actually from Gookie the Mouse Beaver, because he was there before. Gookie. Great. Question number 3 is, what's your favorite sci-fi gadget? Again, totally easy. It's the replicator from Star Trek. Because I like to do so many things like reading, gaming, watching TV shows. Cooking is none of my strong suits. So a machine where I could just go and say, I want to have this and that for dinner, and then immediately get it, and then get back to doing the things I really love, that would be awesome. Question number 4. What sci-fi book had the most breakthrough idea in your opinion? Wow, that's kind of difficult. I'm choosing Faith here by John Love, and I'm not telling you what the idea is, but the idea there is more philosophical than technological. Question number 5 is, what's your favorite fantasy genre and your favorite novel in it? Once again, totally easy. We will all know the answer. It's epic fantasy, and it's the Malazan Book of the Fallen, like the whole series. Maybe the Bone Hunters, the 6th book, or Tall the Hound, the 8th book is my favorite there. But I don't think I need to talk more about Malazan on this channel. You already know my love for it. So let's move on. Question number 6 is, what's your favorite fantastical beings? I'm a dwarf guy. I always loved dwarves. When I first read the Dragonlance series, which brought me into fantasy, there was Flint Firestone, and Flint Firestone was my favorite character. So I loved dwarves. And then I read The Lord of the Rings a little bit later, and there was Gimli. And that, manifested my love for dwarves. Question number 7 is, what's your favorite fantastical artifact? That would be The Sword Stormbringer from the Elric series by Michael Moorcock. I always loved this a symbiotic relationship that the main character had to the blade that needed to kill to keep him alive, and the conflict that that created for the character, that was just amazing, and that was such a a interesting and intriguing item that it will be my favorite magical item ever. Question number 8 is, what fantasy world do you think is the most well developed and the most thought through? Once again, a quick question, it's the Malazan world. It's that big, it has a lot of continents, it has history going back to 300,000 years ago. Steven Erikson does not have to write in certain things and encounters. He just knows when characters go through that and that kind of territory that the people that settled there are this and that therefore they meet them. The books are writing themselves, because it's not like he has to place the tribes or cities there. They are just there. Question number 9 is, what sci-fi and fantasy book combined would make the most amazing of stories? I don't know how much about stories, but it has actually been done before in a role-playing kind of scenario. Maybe you're familiar with the cyberpunk role-playing game Shadowrun, which already was a combination of fantasy and SF, because it had all these kind of cyberpunk elements, but also magic came back into this world, and so there were shamans and wizards, there were magical races like elves, dwarves, orcs in the world. They then did a fantasy kind of spin-off. They said that is the future of our world, the Shadowrun world, but this kind of magic erupting happens in waves, and it happened before, like in the ancient past of the world, and so they created like a fantasy world that came like before our history, and that was called Earth Dawn. So they had like a fantasy setting and a science fiction setting, and then they also in the novels did crossovers between the two, and that was very great and very well done, and yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. And the final question is, what were the most underrated sci-fi and fantasy books you have ever read? I think that would be The Garden of Stones by Mark T. Barnes, the first installment in his Echo of Empires series. That is a series that is very, very good, or at least the first book is. I haven't read the second and third. I've rated it 5 stars. It's amazing. It's very complex, very interesting world, and it has under 500 ratings on Goodreads and under 100 reviews on Goodreads. And so I take The Garden of Stones by Mark T. Barnes. And of course I'm going to tag some people. I'm going to tag Samantha from Novels and Nonsense, because Sam, I think there are like 6-7 tags you tagged me in and that I haven't gotten to so far. So I at least want to do something and tag you as well in something that you hopefully haven't done. I also tag Morgan from Little Word Weaver, and I want to tag some brand new channels, Kelsey from Kelsey Fish, and her friend Wings from Wings and Ink. Some pretty new channels, so I hope to get them going a bit with tagging them. Yeah, so these are the people I'm tagging with this, and of course if you want to do the tag, please do. Go over to Caroline's Tumblr page, look up the questions. No, I will put them in the video below as well, but that's not the point. So before I ramble myself to death, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you did, hit the like button. If you want to see more of me, subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I hope you get bitten by a really good book too. Bye.